Well, hello everyone. Miss Gretchen with Rubies and Moonstones. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new to my channel, I hope that you would like it here and consider subscribing for more diamond painting content. And if you are returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for continuing to support my channel. I wouldn't be here without you, so thank you so very much. So this is going to be my 11th WIP Chat, I believe. And I am currently working on Dragon Brigade by Randall, Spangler, and Diamond Art Club. WIP stands for Work in Progress, and this is my current work in progress, and you are welcome to pull out yours and work alongside me, or you can just listen to me chat in a podcast type format while you go about your day doing whatever it is you are doing. So yeah, I am working on Dragon Brigade. I am over halfway. This thing is huge. I guess I don't have the stats with me at the moment, but I'll insert them here at the top of your screen. Sorry, I'm shaking my camera. But I am making progress. Like I said, I'm over halfway. I'm really excited about how it is turning out. It is so big, I have to have the end rolled up so that it's not hitting the floor. And I cannot wait to share it with you in the post review. And I'm doing the post review similar to how I did Lost with You, which will be in several different segments. So anyway, before I get started on this chat and try and update you on life, the few things that I will be working with today are most likely going to be this tray, which is the Switch Minimax, I believe. I've got a few different pens that I'll be working with. Two of these are Diamond Art Club pens, the red ruby like one. I got in a D-stash group, and I'll be using the Diamond Art Club multi-placers, and then they are everlasting single placers. I have glue dots in my single placers, and then I always use Randa's Crafty Corner putty in my multi-placers. I love this putty. Right now I am using the Spice Latte scent, and I am loving that as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you zoomed in. I am trying to work on all of this greenery over here, and then this part of the roof. So it's kind of a large section again, but I will try and zoom you in on that area, and then in editing I may cut from place to place so you can see more closely the areas that I am working on. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we will get started chatting. So yeah, I guess when I am working on these large areas, as of right now, I have you zoomed out, and they are, it's a big section. You can see that I've got my rulers over here, and that really helps me get a nice straight edge. But it only makes sense to me to do all the greenery at once, so that is what I'm doing, and then I'll come back in and finish this roof. May not be the best way to do a whipping trap, but if I don't try and record right now, I don't know when I'm going to have time to record it. And I try and give you a disclaimer, I guess, or an apology that my bulldog is around, and so you may hear her huffing and puffing and snoring and things like that. So sorry if you do hear that in the background. I am also attempting to record very early in the morning while the children are sleeping, so hopefully they will continue to sleep, but I do have the monitor on me, so if you hear a little bit of disturbance through that, I will be needing to check that, and hopefully we can get a full WIP recorded before I have to attend to them. But school is about to start, and I am so bummed. I I believe I said this, I know I said this in one of my WIP chats before. I am a school psychologist. I am not a teacher, but I do work for the public schools. And so the nice thing about that is you do have summers off. You're on the teacher schedule and things like that. And that's going to be really nice, especially when my kids are older and in school and actually on that schedule. But and I mean, it's nice now too, but I had so been looking forward to summer, and now summer is over. And let's see, it's currently, I'm recording this on August 2nd, and teachers are required to report on the 8th. But because I am a school psychologist, that means that I have to do what are called extended contract days. So I have to go in and I have to put in an extra 10 days over the summer. And I've been putting in very sporadic hours up to this point because as soon as summer hit, I just wanted to get out of there. But I have been going in and putting in a few hours here and there trying to get my offices set up and ready to go. And I mean, they're definitely looking better, but they're not in a completely workable situation yet. So I'm likely going to be heading in today to get some more work done. And one of my offices, I just really need to get it, the computer set up and all the wires hidden and things like that. And then I think it will be ready to go. I don't know. It's funny because I feel like I get very OCD sometimes about certain things. I'm kind of like that with diamond painting. I was really like that with diamond painting in the beginning, especially with my placement, and I really wanted it to always be perfect, and I still want it to be good, don't get me wrong, but I am not as concerned with things being absolutely perfect, especially with squares, because I feel like with squares, they help to push each other into place, and that's one of the reasons why I like them so much. And then I've got a whole, organizational system to track all of my my spare drills and things like that, which I think I'm going to switch how I organize my special drills, which I really need to show you guys that sometime when I do one of my big kit up, kit down sessions. I need to record how I do that for you. But I want to be able to see all of my special drills so that I can see all of the colors, and I want to have them divided out by color and number. So see, this is where I get so OCD sometimes, is I have this huge plan in my head of how I'm going to track these colors. And I do the same thing at work. I want things to be incredibly clean and organized and able to find things. I have a huge color coding system that I use in my planner, and I use like a monthly, weekly, and daily and hourly planner so that I can plan everything literally down to the hour. And then I have a color coding system, so I have a different color. If it's a district-wide type of meeting, I have a different color for my middle school and my elementary school for personal stuff. And then I even have little stickers that I put in there to highlight things. I mean, I can really get detailed in my organization if I want to. Sadly, though, it does not totally translate into every single part of my life, and I wish that it would sometimes, but maybe then I just wouldn't have any fun because I get so detailed and organized in my work and now in my diamond painting and stuff. The one area of my life that I feel like it does not totally translate into is my house and Don't get me wrong, I don't have like a pigsty of a house or anything like that, but I also, if I get into my cleaning mode, then yeah, I do. Maybe that's why I don't like to clean my house very much, is because if I'm going to clean it, then it has to be perfect like that. And I need to kind of have a break sometimes. I don't know what it is, but I just think it's interesting how your OCD just kind of, and it's not like I've been diagnosed with OCD, but I feel like we all have OCD tendencies, and they just kind of develop where they're going to develop. You can't pick and choose how they develop. And that's what I think is interesting. So for me, it is my work organization, especially at the beginning of the year here, and then it is my diamond painting stuff. So I have all that I still need to do. I already purchased a planner last spring, but then I moved offices and I haven't been able to find it since. And so now I know that it's going to be time to organize that planner. So I had to buy a new one because I didn't want to like be ready to fill it out and organize it and then not be able to find it. And then I figure if I do happen to find the one that I already bought, I can return the one that I just got, so long as I, of course, haven't written in it yet, but I don't know why I can't find it. And then I need to go through my caseload and all of that kind of stuff. So, like, this is it. Summer is over. So, like, I really don't want to go in today because I'm going to be spending every day there next week. And until the 8th, I still have relatively flexible hours. So if I decide I want to come home early, I can, and that's nice and everything. But at the same time, it's pretty much over, and that makes me so sad. We did have a really good week this past week. I have desperately been wanting to get up and get a recording going so that I could do a WIP Chat at least, besides all these other videos that I have been wanting to make. But my workstation is now in the basement, and it's right next to our spare bedroom. Well, it's not really a spare bedroom because it's my stepdaughter's bedroom, and it's also where my husband works out of when he's able to work from home. And so she was here this past week. We only get her for 1 week every summer. And so since she was here, I didn't want to record in the mornings because then I'm literally sitting right outside her bedroom door talking, and it's early in the morning and I don't want to bother her. She's so easygoing though. She tells me she could sleep through it. And to not worry about it, but I do, and she's just she never wants to create waves, and she doesn't want to create problems, and so I don't know if she'd actually sleep through it or if she's just telling me that because she doesn't want to cause problems. You know, she's such a sweetheart. So anyway, so that's why I was never able to record in the mornings like I tend to do. This tends to be my only work time, especially in the summer or in the winter during the school year. But so yeah, so she was here this whole last week, and therefore we kept the kids home most of the time and tried to do some fun stuff with the kids. We had my daughter's 4th birthday party, and that was really fun. And we ended up choosing a Rapunzel theme, and I got her like the Halloween style costume to wear, and she was very excited about that. We didn't have very many people over. We ended up having one aunt, one uncle, and then one of my friends from school came over with her husband and youngest daughter. So 3, 4, there were just 5 kids here. But it worked out. And she was happy and she had a good time and she was excited about it. And so then, since it was our week to have my stepdaughter, my husband took off a bunch of work so that he could be here to hang out with her and spend some quality time with her. And she's 17 now. She's going to be a senior this year, which is amazing and crazy. And so we one day they went to the swimming pool. I am not a big swimming pool person, and I feel bad because I know I need to get my kids into the pool. I'm not too worried about my son at the moment since he's only 1, but I know my daughter really likes to play in the pool and things like that, and I could get something for my backyard, but I mean, I don't know. There's always self-conscious body issues, of course, about going to the pool, but there's also the issue of the son and I do not get along. I am a very fair-skinned Scandinavian heritage woman, and so I burn so easy, and therefore my kids have very light skin and would burn easy as well. But since my daughter has spent so much time outside, she's already got a bit of a tan going this summer, whereas I have nothing. I hide from the sun. I literally do. And so anyway, so my husband just took my stepdaughter and my daughter to the pool, and they had a good time. But my daughter, I guess she didn't like it when people splashed water. So she didn't want to leave, but she also didn't really want to get back into the pool. And she just wanted to watch my older stepdaughter go down the slides and jump off diving boards and things like that. But they finally got out of there somehow. And then on another day, we went to the Children's Zoo, which is in a community. It's about, well, it's a city that's about 50 minutes away from our house. So that was a bit of an excursion. We ended up not taking my 1-year-old. It's just so much easier to not have to bring a stroller and a diaper bag and to worry about all of that. And it was incredibly hot out this week. It was in the 90s every single day. There were heat index warnings, all of that kind of stuff. And so we went as early in the morning as we possibly could, but it was still getting quite hot by the time we left. But the Children's Zoo is obviously very fun for many reasons. But my daughter, her favorite color is pink, and her favorite animal is the giraffe. And at this zoo, they have giraffes that you can feed lettuce to. And so she absolutely loved that experience. But more than anything, we kept going around trying to show her different animals and things like that. And she just kept wanting to find one of the areas that they had slides and stuff. And we found a couple, and they weren't really very good slides. And then they had one that was actually indoors. So it was an air-conditioned area that we could get into. It had a really nice, big, huge slide and this big area to crawl up on. But it's only for kids, and I kind of was hoping my stepdaughter was going to go up there with her, but she didn't. She was hot and exhausted and wanted a break too. So I tried to just tell my daughter to just go ahead and go up. The slides aren't for mommy, so mommy will stand down here and watch. But she got kind of lost and confused and scared trying to find the slide on her own, and I felt awful, absolutely awful. I ended up hearing her crying, and I could see her just kind of stuck on the landing and looking for me. And so I rushed up the stairs. Well, not stairs, I mean, it's a whole play area, but I rushed up as fast as I could, and I found her and helped her find the slide, and had Daddy be at the end of the slide, and then she went down the slide, and that was it. We didn't do it again. But and she said next time she didn't want to go alone, and so hopefully by the time we go again, she's either old enough that she can handle it with somebody who can go with her, as a child that's older that can go with her up the stairs, or I'm just gonna go, I guess, even though I don't know, I guess those things are built strong enough for adults. It would be okay, but I just feel a little weird getting on that equipment. I don't know. I felt bad. I'm never going to try and send her on those things again by herself. So okay, hey, so I'm working on ABs right now. I have had a few people ask me about how I lay my ABs. And so right now, I am just using the same putty and glue dots that I always do. Now, this putty, I put a new putty yesterday, I believe, and so it's relatively fresh. It's not super dirty, and I've been trying to discover if it works better when the putty is fresh or dirty. And I feel like it's really best if it's kind of a happy medium. If it's too dirty, then I feel like it can get way too stringy, and then it starts to come off. If there is too much putty, then the ABs can kind of get stuck into the putty. This one is working really well right now for me. But it works okay sometimes for glue dots. And so since I have a different pen for every multi-placer, and so then I can decide what size of multi-placer I want to use, and then on the end of every pen I have a single placer so I can turn it around and move the diamonds around if I need to. So right now that's all I'm doing is using the putty and the glue dots. And for me, I have heard some people state that glue dots will take off the shininess of the ABs. For me, so far, with Diamond Art Club ABs anyway, I don't know how it is with other companies' ABs because I have not worked with that many other companies yet, sadly. I would really like to. But so far I have not had a problem with the glue dots pulling off the ABs like at all, or the AB coating at all. So I don't know where that comes from. But I mean, that was with the glue dot. So, and then I don't know. So sometimes I really struggle with my putty, but like I said, because I have different multi-placers in every single pen, if I'm struggling with the putty in the pen that I am trying to use, like say that this pen was problematic for me, then maybe I would try a different pen because maybe that putty would have been used more or less and be at the perfect medium. But because I have been trying to figure out what is the right consistency of new to dirty putty for ABs, and it's really hard to determine. But I do feel like it needs to be kind of this happy medium, and this one is working really well right now. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but yes, if this pen was not working, then I would just switch to another one and see if that was working. All that being said, I do have another cool pen that I gotten a Dreamer Designs toolkit that is amazing at placing ABs. So let me show you that. So speaking of Dreamer Designs, I am an affiliate with Dreamer Designs. You can use the code Gretchen15 to receive 15% off your entire order at Dreamer Designs. Just know that if you do choose to use that coupon code, I may receive a small commission. However, anything that I would receive in that manner, I would be incredibly grateful for, and I would put directly back into the channel. However, please do not feel obligated to use that code. If there is another coupon code out there that is better for you, please by all means use that. But this is what comes in their toolkit. So see how that pen tip is different? I don't know how to best, there, maybe with that shadow, you can really see that tip is very different. I do have just wax in there, and the wax does not come out on your tips. Now I'm guessing that if I took my tweezers to this, I could pull it off and put this tip onto any other pen, just like you can with these plastic tips. You can actually pull them off and put them onto a pen. I will try that in that pen video that I keep meaning to make. I actually recorded a video about different pens and putties and waxes and things like that, and I didn't like it. So I've deleted it, and I'm going to try and redo it. And maybe I'll try and show you how to replace those in that. But so yeah, so look at this tip. I don't know if you can find these on Amazon or not, but this is amazing with ABs. So I'm going to put some fresh wax into it. I've just been using this thing of wax for it, and have you watch me place these ABs. So it picks them up just like a normal pen does. I guess, okay, well, there was too much wax in that one. Usually that does not happen. That's like literally the first time that has happened. So you want to make sure your pen's not overloaded, apparently. But now I am able to just pick it up and set it down, and it works really well. And there you have, I mean, when you use a normal single placer with ABs, you know, you have to be really careful because the AB coating, for whatever reason, will pull that wax right out of the tip of your pen. But if you have a tip like this, then you don't have to worry about it at all. Like, you just have to get the pen loaded with some wax, and it picks those ABs right up and sets them right down, and it doesn't come out, it doesn't pull the wax out at all. The only thing that I have noticed is that after a while the wax does, you know, get dirty and it stops picking up pretty quickly. So I do end up needing to refill this pen a little bit more frequently than others. Definitely more frequently than if I was not using it on AB drills. But I think that it's an amazing tool. So the only thing is, of course, see, I'm already having trouble picking up some of my ABs. So I likely need to put a bit more wax in there soon. So the only thing is that you can only use this pen for single placing, of course. But if you're a single placer or if you have been struggling with placing ABs, it is a really great way to place them. I did not know, I didn't realize that, I didn't realize that the Dreamer Design Toolkit had this pin in there. Because I use my own pins and putties and things like that, I don't particularly pay attention to the toolkits that come with my stuff really anymore. I automatically go to the stuff that I have. But when I was attempting to film that video, see, I'm just going to go ahead and get some more wax in here. When I was attempting to film that video about different pen types and waxes and putties and glue dots and things like that to help you guys out, I just happened to grab this one and have it on my desk for that video. And then I was looking at it and was like, wait a minute. This has a completely different tip. I wonder why that is. And then realized it was because it's made for picking up ABs, and so that the putty doesn't, or the wax doesn't come out onto them. I am sure there is something else like this on the internet that you can get, but so far I have only found it in a Dreamer Designs kit. So if you are someone who knows about these types of pins or pen tips and can tell me where else people can find them, would you please let me know in the comment section? Because it would be really nice to know if you could just get this type of a tip somewhere else to put in the end of one of your tips, or into the ends of one of your pens, I mean. But I think it is pretty slick, and even single placing, it goes pretty quickly. I do like to multi-place, but if I am doing ABs, you know, it's not that bad. And the ABs are usually, I don't know, I guess there are certain pieces where there are these really large color blocked sections, but usually it's not a huge area, you know, there's not a lot. Well, I did already do a bunch with my putty, I guess, and now I don't have that much left. So yeah, so pretty cool. Anyway, I can't remember what else I was even talking about before this. I think I was talking about all of the fun things that we had done this past week. It's been a busy week, and so that's one of the reasons why I just haven't gotten time to record. But, you know, I'm glad that we were able to do all of those fun things and spend time together as a family. But there are so many things that I have been wanting to do over this summer, and life has just been busy and hectic, and things have come up, and, you know, had this to deal with and that to deal with, and now suddenly summer is over, and I feel like I have not gotten even half of the things done that I wanted to do. And even talking about work like I was, there's still so much that I feel like I need to do at my offices before school starts. And I wanted to try and put in some time this week. And then every time that I was trying to build in a little bit of time into my schedule to be able to go into the office or to have some time to myself, something came up and I was unable to go. This morning, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to go in today because my husband took my daughter and my stepdaughter to the Children's Museum yesterday. I stayed home because somebody had to pick up my son from daycare. And so I was going to try and go in to work, but by the time that well, actually, I ended up having a funeral that I had to go to, so that ended up being part of it. But the other part was that on other days where we tried to build in some time for me to have just a little bit of time to myself in the afternoon or whatever so that I could work or film a WIP Chat or whatever the case may be, by the time I actually ended up having any time to myself, there wasn't enough time for me to film anything. It was like, okay, everybody's gone. Now you have 15 minutes until you have to go pick up a child, or 15 minutes until this happens. Something always came up. And now the week is over, all the fun is gone. I feel like I really tried to have as much fun as I possibly could with the kids all over these last few days as I could. I was really trying to absorb those interactions, but the time just goes so fast, and then when you have a whole bunch of extra stress just built up in your life on top of that, it makes it hard to enjoy all of that fun. And all I could do was think about how much work I needed to do at home, at the office, even diamond painting and YouTube and the things that I feel like I need to do here. So it's stressful. I forgot that the last time that I dumped this color back into my little containers, I accidentally dumped a bunch of the trash in there as well. I just wasn't paying attention. So now I have all these other colors in here that I need to get rid of. I've really been wanting to try and have a good reset for this next school year. I believe I've mentioned this before, but I just felt like last year I was never really able to get on my feet because I started a year late with maternity leave. I had different offices. I was coming back to a school district I had previously worked at, but they had moved both of my offices. And of course, I had moved out for the year before, so it's not like all of my stuff was just sitting there waiting for me to come back after maternity leave. And then I was the only school psychologist for the school district. I did have help from an outside agency, but at the beginning of the year especially, it was unclear how much help I would actually have. And so that made it really difficult to know how to plan ahead. And so it was just a really hard year, and I feel like I just got behind from the get-go, and I never got caught up again, and I was never as organized with my planner and my caseload as I wanted to be, and so I just kept wanting to get to the end of the year. I just wanted to finish the year so that I could start over and do better this year. And so I feel a lot of pressure going into this year to try and do better. And I don't feel like I'm going to be able to do better if I don't take the time to get as organized and set up as I want to ahead of time. So that's why trying to go in and have my offices ready to go before day one is so important, and probably why I'm stressing it so much. But anyway. I don't know how well this is going to work after school has started and I don't have as much time to work, but I really do like trying to work in larger sections because I guess in a way I'm doing what you would call color chasing, because I see there's a whole bunch of the same color in one large area. And so I want to do that entire large area at once so that I'm not changing out the colors in my trays often. And I feel like I'm able to diamond paint quicker, which, you know, finishing fast is not the goal of diamond painting. Enjoying yourself and relaxing and having a good time is the goal. But for me, when I'm working on a really large project like this, being able to get sections done a little bit faster, I think helps me enjoy the piece a bit more and hopefully avoid ever hitting burnout. So, so one thing that I have been meaning to do, I got tagged quite a while ago in this little tag game that has been going around, and I haven't answered the questions. So let's see. So I was tagged by Pampered with Diamonds, and I believe she was tagged by Diamonds and Thoughts. And so it's this whole thing where content creators tag other creators, and then there's a list of questions to answer. A lot of people have done it at this point, and thank you to Pampered with Diamonds for tagging me. That was so kind of you. And I am sorry that it's taken me so long to actually get around to answering the questions. But it's taken me a long time to get this recorded. So I will answer these questions here, and then we'll call this video good. I'm sure it will be long enough by the time I get them answered. So, so the first question is, how many diamond paintings have you completed? And as of right now, I have 25 diamond paintings completed. At least that's what my little note says from when I originally planned to record this. I think I actually may have completed a mini set since then, so I think I'm actually at 26 or so, if we're counting those mini sets, which I count the entire set. I'm not going to count each individual mini picture, but yeah, I keep doing those little mini sets from Diamond Art Club because I want the drills. The special drills match so perfectly to their other colors. It's really nice for enhancement purposes, but I still really don't like how the drills are packaged, but it doesn't seem like that's going to change. So I don't know. I am not somebody who would do the 6 images separately ever. But there are plenty of people out there who apparently would rather have them separate. So it seems like that's the way that it's going to stay. So I don't know. I figured out a way to try and save time kitting those up, which is I match up all of the 12 colors, and then if I have 6 packs of the same color, I just cut open 2 or 3 of the bags at once and pour them into the containers, and try and save time that way. It's not the greatest, but you know, I don't like spending an hour kitting up 12 colors. So anyway, okay. So yeah, so I have 25, 26 diamond paintings completed at this point. The second question is, if you were comfortable answering, how many diamond paintings do you currently have in your stash? To me, this is a very personal question, and I know some people like to share their stash information and some people do not, and I am somebody who does not. And we'll just move on. So, okay, when did you begin diamond painting, and tell us your backstory? Well, you can kind of listen to my backstory in the first WIP Chat that I did, but I started diamond painting, technically it was September of 2023. So I have not been diamond painting very long, and I intend to be very transparent about that. I decided to make a YouTube channel because I was teaching my mom how to diamond paint, and I thought that if I was able to make videos to share with my mom, then maybe I should post them on YouTube and see if they helped other people. And if they did, then great. If they didn't, then I just wouldn't do the channel thing and just diamond paint for fun. The way that I look at it is, you know, no matter how long that you have been diamond painting or doing whatever it is that you are doing in life, we are all constantly learning. So I am definitely still learning about this diamond painting thing, and will always be totally transparent about that. I definitely do not have all of the answers, but I will share with you what I have learned up to this point in time. And maybe the way that I am able to teach or explain something will be helpful to some people. And if it's helpful to one person, then I feel like that's great. So that's why I decided to make a channel, even though I haven't been diamond painting very long. I'm learning, you're learning, let's all learn together, right? That's how I feel. So yeah, so I just started diamond painting back in last September, and I immediately fell in love with it. And then especially once I started working on quality canvases, I even fell more in love, especially with square drilled canvases. And yeah, here we are today. So if you could only purchase from one diamond painting company for the rest of your life, who would you purchase from and why? I just don't really like this question either, because I don't really want to just pick one diamond painting company. And I have reasons for that I don't want to go into. However, at least not at the moment, I would purchase from whatever diamond painting company Richard Lorenz is licensed with. So he is currently licensed with Diamond Art Club, and therefore that would be the company. If I had to just pick one, it would be Diamond Art Club. If Richard Lorenz were to switch companies, then I would want to be able to switch my answer to be what other company Richard Lorenz would be licensing his artwork through. I need his birds in my life, and that is my company. When diamond painting, what is your go-to media to consume? Audiobooks, podcasts, YouTube, etc. I do a lot of YouTube. I do a lot of Netflix. I listen to a show called Coast to Coast AM, which is kind of like a podcast. It's technically a radio show that's on in the middle of the night. But I like to watch Netflix in the morning when I'm by myself. I watch YouTube as well. So yeah, I kind of do a fair rotation. What is your favorite category to diamond paint? Landscape, fantasy, animals, etc. I would say whimsical, mystical, abstract. I mean, whatever Richard Lorenz birds qualify under, that would be it. I just like to paint things that are fun, colorful pieces. What is the artist you have completed the most paintings from? It is actually a tie at the moment. I've completed 4 Richard Lorenz and 4 Mandy Manzanos. So I love both of them, and so yeah, so I've completed 4 of each. And so what is the artist you own the most paintings from? It's probably Richard Lorenz. I didn't actually go and count that one up, but I do own most of his birds. I will say that about my stash. I do not have Agnes. Agnes has eluded me. She came out before I was into diamond painting, so sadly I don't have Agnes, but I have fortunately been able to obtain all of his other birds. So he is likely the artist that I have the most diamond paintings from. What is your go-to wax when diamond painting or putty? So I shared this at the beginning. My go-to putty is Randa's Crafty Corner. My go-to, I don't really use wax. And then I use glue dots. What do you do with your finished diamond paintings? It depends. Some of them I hang. Some of them I just paint the edges on. I either paint the edges black or I take the edges off so that it's a white edge and put command strips on the back of them. Some I hang with those magnetic movie type posters. And then I do the foam board mounting method, which I need to do with my most recent Richard Lorenz piece, Lost With You still. But for some other ones, I just roll them back up, drill side out, and put them back in the box. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep them all. I don't have that many yet to keep in store. Some are seasonal. I might hang some at school. I don't know. So far, most of them are claimed by my daughter or their birds, or they're for my son like this one. So I don't know. Eventually, I'm sure I'll have too many to hang up in my own house, but I don't know. I like to do lots of different things. I'm always trying to learn new ways to hang things. Do you like to open your kits right away, or do you keep them sealed until you are ready to work on them? If I am deciding to do a unboxing with you, then I will open them right away. Otherwise, I tend to keep them sealed, and so yeah. So I always keep them sealed until I'm ready to work on them. What is your #1 unicorn kit that if it was easy to obtain, you'd love to own? Agnes by Richard Lorenz. I need to have my bird collection complete. I need Agnes. What is the kit in your stash you are most looking forward to working on? I don't know. All of the birds, really. It's so hard for me to pick. I mean, I have to use a decision wheel to help me decide which kit I want to do next sometimes. Sometimes I have a general idea, and that's one of the reasons I like to do my large kitting up and kitting down sessions, because then I don't have to pick just one that I want to work on next. I can say, you know what, I want to do like all 5 of these. So then I can just go ahead and kit them all up and then decide after that process like which one I'm actually going to work on. But since I have all the other ones already kitted up that I also want to work on, and I know that it's coming next, it's just, I don't know. It helps me narrow down and pick which one I want to do next. So there's so many reasons why I like to do those large kitting up and kitting down sessions. And that is part of the reason, because yeah, I maybe have 5 diamond paintings that I really, really, really want to do. And then this way I can have them all ready to go and just be working on them next. I always want to work on more birds. This one, Dragon Brigade, is one that I have really been wanting to do for a long time, and so I'm excited that I'm finally doing it. Lovebird Lodge is one that I'm super excited about doing that I have already kitted up. I'm trying to think about the ones that I don't have kitted up at this point in time that like I really, really want to do, and I just keep thinking about all of the different birds that I have, and those are the ones that I really want to do. So, Fabiola, I really want to do Fabiola. Do you prefer confetti, color blocking, or a mix of both? Definitely a mix of both. I would go, I haven't done a landscape really yet, and I think that it's kind of because of how much confetti is involved in those. I am going to be doing more of a landscape here soon, but I really like it when there's a decent amount of color blocking to kind of help get my sections moving along. Then I am able to work in these larger sections, and it just seems to go better. But I know confetti is also important though to have all of that detail, so that's why I feel like you really need a good mix of both. But I don't want to have I don't like it when the entire background is just one solid color. That is too much color blocking. I like to have chunks of color blocking and then chunks of confetti. That's how most Richard Lorenz pieces are. There's a couple that have a solid background, like Gladys was just a white background, and you know, that wasn't my favorite, but I love Gladys the bird. It was just the background that wasn't great. So yeah, definitely a mix of both. I am so long-winded. Okay, I thought I would be able to do this quick, but nope. How do you pick which piece you want to work on next? It's either because I automatically know my daughter is asking me to do this one for her, or I literally use a decision wheel. And I mean, I've already talked to you about the kitting up and kitting down process that I have. This time I divided them out by number of drills, and I tried to pick one from each size category so that I wasn't only doing super huge canvases and I could have some smaller canvases. And then I let the wheel spin, and if it lands on one and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do that one right now, then that tells me I don't want to do that one right now. And I spin again until it lands on one. And I'm like, yeah, I'm so excited about that one. That's it. Then that's how I decide. So I don't necessarily always know that that's the one that I want to do, but the spinning wheel helps me make that decision. It's silly, I know. It's kind of like flipping a coin. What is your favorite season or holiday to paint? I don't know. I like a lot of them. I really like spring colors. I don't think I can pick just one season or holiday, because if I had to pick just one season or holiday to paint year round, I don't think that I would really enjoy that. I guess maybe it would be Halloween, although I am not like a Halloween person, but I like the magicalness of the art that is Halloween stuff and witchy stuff. I don't like ghouls and goblins and things like that. Like, I like fun stuff, so I don't know. But I really loved my Christmas piece that I did last year. I hope that I can get one that I love as much as I did the one last year. I did Christmas Eve at the workshop last year. I also did Christmas Joy. Again, anytime that I talk about an image, I'll put a picture of the image up on your screen. But Christmas Eve at the workshop is just amazing. Oh my gosh. And they came out with a DP with Sparklers enhancement kit for it as well. Of course, after I completed it, but still, yeah, that one was awesome. So I have like 3 Kings Nativity or something and Herald of Peace right now that I could do this Christmas. Which 3 Kings Nativity is super confetti heavy, but I think it would be really pretty when it's done. I got it with my mom in mind, but she seems to think it's too big for her. So I don't know, but I can't get myself to sell it. So I guess I will probably do it. But I know they'll come out with a bunch of stuff on Black Friday, so we'll just kind of wait and see. Okay. I need to hurry. I'm running out of time. Do you work on one kit at a time, or do you have multiple WIPs at once? Apparently I have multiple WIPs at once, but part of that is because of my YouTube channel. Otherwise, I don't know if I would. Astronomer is still going because the drills on it were just absolutely awful. And the replacement drills that I got were not that much better. So I am just trying to get through it. But I am loving it as it is getting completed. But I think the reason that I'm loving it is because of the enhancements. The enhancements are just amazing. I'm like half done with it now. It is so cool. I think I posted a picture of it last time too, but it's so cool. Okay. Where the Fun Never Ends, I still need to complete, but that's my time-lapse series, and that's for my YouTube channel. If I didn't have the YouTube channel to do a time-lapse series on, that one would be done. I wouldn't still be working on it. So otherwise, I have like one main piece that I actually work on. This is the WIP. I have kitted up a whole bunch of other ones, but I don't count those as WIPs until I lay a drill. Yes, they are kitted up and ready to go, but I could technically still sell the entire thing if I wanted to somebody else who wanted to do it, because not one drill has been laid. So obviously there would have to be the disclaimer that I've already opened up all of the drills and put them into containers and whatever, but I could. So those are not WIPs. They're ready to go, but those are not works in progress to me. A work in progress is one that has drills on it. So I have these three right now. Dragon, Brigade, Astronomer, Where the Fun Never Ends. Besides that, I guess I have a mini Dazzles going, but yeah, that's just to get the colors, the special drills. Okay. Neutral, dark pieces are colorful. Definitely colorful. There is absolutely no way. I couldn't do dark pieces. No, no, no. I've got to have color. The more colors, the better. I kind of want to do one of those that has like over 200 colors or something like that. But at the same time, I also don't know if that would drive me nuts because of how much confetti there is on those. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But regardless, I still really like color. I think the one that I have the most colors on right now might be Fortune Teller, which is what I'm planning to do for Halloween. So see, I haven't kitted up a Halloween kit yet, but I'm probably going to have to add that in because I didn't do one in my big kitting up and kitting down session, but I'm going to need a Halloween one for drills and chills. So, and I think that it's probably going to be Fortune Teller. I'm so excited about that one. Again, it has a lot of confetti, but it's so cool. I also have Rose Library. I know my daughter really wants that one because of all the pink. So I figure I'll do Fortune Teller for Halloween first, and then I can maybe do that one if there's time. I don't know. We'll see. Large pieces or snack size pieces? Both. I mean, I don't know. Apparently, I tend to go to the large pieces because I just completed a whole bunch of really large pieces, but I like to have a good mix of both. I don't know. I guess I don't really like doing super small pieces. Every once in a while, I like having a little one to just have a quick finish on. But sometimes it seems like a lot of work to kit up and kit down, especially these mini Dazzles kits, to do a whole kitting up and kitting down process, and then, you know, you're done in 3.5 hours, and then you have to de-kit and kit up again. Even one of like the 13 by 13 ones, you know, okay, that's a few more hours. I don't know. I haven't done one of those in a while. The last one I did, I think I completed it in 4 days or something like that. So like, I like how much time I'm able to spend on huge canvases like this. Okay, I need another color. I need to finish these questions. I need to wrap up this WIP. It is long. Okay. Place diamonds with tweezers or a pen. Pens, definitely. Squares or rounds. Squares, definitely, are my preference. However, I will do a round if I like the image. To me, it's all about the image. Do I like the image or not? If I do, and it only comes in one shape, then I'm going to get it. Like Richard Lorenz. Now that Diamond Art Club no longer offers the option of having round or squared drills, and you just have to get it or not get it. Like Richard Lorenz had one of his come out recently that was round. Well, you know what? I don't prefer round, but I still want to have all of his kits. So I am going to get it and I'm going to complete it. Anyway, but I definitely prefer square. And if I could choose, if I could select a button and say I want it in square, I would. What is your favorite method for placing AP drills? We kind of talked about that earlier. I found that really cool pin picker. Again, it looks like this, but I just place it with the same method of the way that I'm placing everything else, so I don't have to lick the wax or whatever. You know, the putty works, the glue dots work, that pen works. So depends on if I'm color blocking or, you know, if just a few pieces, etc. What is your preferred method of sectioning off a canvas? I really do like the perforated canvases, perforated plastic that Diamond Art Club provides. So then I don't even have to like section it off. Otherwise, I guess I use the washi tape and do it that way. But I did go through a period of time where I used the release papers, but I seem to prefer washi tape. I tried. I feel like I give everything kind of a try. I tried the release papers and it worked fine, but ends up. I think I prefer having the washi tape, but I really like having the perforated plastic because then I can peel off one square, two squares, however many squares I need to get to the section that I want, and then I can cover it back up and it's thicker and everything too. Really love the perforated plastic. Do you have any other crafting hobbies aside from diamond painting? A lot. I used to do so many things before I diamond painted, but now everything is pretty much diamond painting in my life. I used to do embroidery and cross stitch. I used to make my own stockings out of those like felt Buchella kits. I used to do a lot of crocheting. I made a lot of baby blankets for a lot of people in my life, as well as my own children, although, like I said, all of that has kind of gone to the side now that I have fallen in love with diamond painting and it's my new obsession. But I always would go through phases of, you know, I'd be really into crochet and then I would switch to doing a stocking. I did a whole tree skirt, you know, things like that. So, you know, I know reading isn't a craft, but like, I would go through phases where all I would do is read. So I like to do a lot of different things. And then the last question is, who do I tag in this video? I know a lot of people have already been tagged, and so what I am just going to say is this, and maybe you might feel it's a cop-out, but if you are someone who has a YouTube channel and you have not done this yet, I tag you. Anybody who wants to answer these questions, do it. Don't wait for somebody to tag you. Just do it. It can be fun and enjoyable. And, you know, I don't want anyone to feel left out, and I also don't want to like double tag somebody. So I know that there are several of you out there who have your own diamond painting and other craft channels. So what are you waiting for? Just go ahead and answer all of these questions too. And I hope that you have fun doing it. So yeah, sorry that I didn't get specific on this person or that person, but I wanted to answer the questions since Pampered with Diamonds was so kind to tag me. Thank you again. You're such a sweetheart. But I also, I just want to tag everybody. So, and also, I will put a list of all of these questions in the description box below so that you have them as well. If you don't have a diamond painting channel and you would like to share the answers to all of your questions with me, send me an email, rubiesandmoonstones@yahoo.com. I love comments. I love emails. So if you feel like participating in that manner, please do. I would really love that. So, okay. This video is so long already. I am going to stop. But I wanted to finally get all of those questions answered and get this video recorded and uploaded because it has been too long. I'm so sorry. Life is just, I already went over all of that and I don't even know what I talked about today. So thank you so much for sticking with me. Thank you for being patient as you waited for me to come up with my next WIP and chat, and all my other videos that I want to make. I'm sorry it's taking me so long. And so, yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, could you please give it a like? I always appreciate that, and that does help the channel. If you have not yet subscribed yet and you made it to the end of this video, please subscribe and stick around. I would think that you would like it here if you have listened all the way through. So please join us. And also, if you haven't clicked the notification bell, you might want to do that, because if you cannot tell from the hecticness of my voice and life in this video, my video uploads are quite random. So you may want the notification bell clicked so you can be notified when I do happen to make an upload. And of course, if you ever have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comments section below. And remember, this is all about us learning together. I am learning, you are learning. Let's learn together, all right? Thank you, everyone. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.